What does it mean to keep it real? When you think of keeping it real, what does that mean to you? Now, before we get into that, and we will talk about that later because there's a reason why I'm asking you, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Manhattan, and one of my biggest dreams was to be a poet. I was inspired by my high school teacher. But the world kept reminding me that being a writer, being a poet, being an artist was not realistic. Can anybody relate? So I did not keep it real with myself. I majored in education in college, and that was my plan B. If I can't do what I want, if I can't find another job, I'll just be a teacher. Can anybody relate? But the problem was, after college, I did not teach because I did not want to teach. So for 2 years, I just took a bunch of temp jobs. For 2 years. I was temping for 2 years to avoid taking a stable job. I had a semi-stable position as an after-school counselor, but I quit. And why did I quit? Because I didn't want to be there. And do you know that feeling? When you're doing something that you don't want to do, and you're just going through the motions, and it makes you very uneasy, mentally uneasy, and even physically uneasy. And that's how I felt. Now, I'm jobless and almost broke. But the flip side was that I had a lot of free time. And so I saw an ad on Craigslist about teaching abroad. I don't know why I thought this way, but I said, you know what? Why not? I'm going to do it. I'm going to teach abroad. But first things first, I need to save some money. So I continued to work the temp jobs until I saved up enough money. I reached out to some recruiters. I found the right job in Seoul, South Korea, which is the capital. And I took it. Now, I didn't have not one friend in South Korea. So not only did I move to another country where almost 100% of the people look the same, I couldn't speak the language, knew very little about the food, had tried very little of the food, and I had no friends. What was I thinking? I was thinking that I needed a drastic change. I was thinking that I needed an adventure. I was thinking that it was time for me to step out of my comfort zone. It took around 6 months for me to get adjusted with the language, the culture, the food, the people, etc. Even my students. But after 6 months, things started rolling. I started feeling better about myself. And being in South Korea has enabled me to visit over 20 countries. 20 countries because of one bold decision. And these experiences have been some of the best experiences of my entire life. All because I decided to take a leap of faith. And I have the life that I want for the most part. No life is perfect. I mean, Living in another country, there are some struggles, and I'll tell you about those later. But overall, I am very satisfied with my life. Why? Because I chose my life on my terms. And so when I asked you, what does it mean to keep it real? That's what it looks like for me. Living life on my terms. There's more to it, but that's one of the main things. So, as I asked you, and I'll ask you again, what does it mean to keep it real? And to add on to that, what does it mean to keep it real with yourself? I want to share a quote with you. It's by Virginia Woolf. And the quote says, if you do not, you know what? I need to make sure that I say this quote accurately. So just give me a minute, because I don't want to pretend like I know it. I thought I knew it, but I forgot it. So let me keep it real with you, and let me look for this so that I can say it properly. Thank you. Okay. So she says, if you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell the truth about other people. I'll read it again. If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell the truth about other people. Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me know. I agree. See, this reminds me of the phrase, if you can't love yourself first, then you can't love others, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the same principle. How can you keep it real with others when you can't even keep it real with yourself? It doesn't really make sense, because then you would just be faking it with other people and just faking it with yourself. So it starts with you. It starts with you keeping it real with yourself. It starts with you looking within and saying, how do I feel about blank? And that involves anything in your life. And then once you ask yourself that question, the next step is to answer that honestly. And then what follows is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay stuck? Because if you stay stuck, you're not keeping it real with yourself. You're not telling the truth to yourself. You can fix your life. You can fix things in your life that make you uncomfortable. But you have to be honest with yourself first. And that's a great step, because once you're able to be honest with yourself, then you can take the steps you need to actually do something about it. And once you do something about it, you can live a more authentic life. And then that enables you to come as your true, authentic self with others. And real recognize real. So I just want to leave you with that. How can you live an authentic life and take simple steps? Don't have to take a big step like I did. But if you're ready to, then why not go for it? But remember, it all starts with you first. And then people will see that natural, authentic, true self. And then that will go out onto others. And the real ones will appreciate that. My name is M. Baxter, and thank you for watching.